Hey, how's it going? My name is John and welcome to Fall Row. Hit that intro.
You cast a spell on me. Not literally, obviously, but I feel...
Alright, we're back with some more Stray Gods. We're gonna go ahead and jump right back into Act 2 and see where the story goes. I'm loving this game so far, I gotta say. Like, it's so interesting and not at all what I was expecting from this game. Let's do the other things first, I guess? Right? That seems correct.
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Miss Muse.
Already coming in
Does a
strong.
Muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
So nice to be with our friend
Well,
again.
I stopped the goddess of love from killing herself, I guess?
Whoa. Do gods have interventions? You know, they're nothing like I thought they would be.
Tell me about it.
Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
So far,
Okay,
not
well,
even
let me know if
close to
there's
knowing.
anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
Where are our friends at? How are they?
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we
Aw.
tell them, do you think?
What
It's always
for?
nice to
They
have
their
good
own
friends.
Problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz sleep?
Hey, works well enough, I guess.
Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
Good point, I guess. Sorry about the band.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming,
I like
sure,
their
but
chemistry.
It's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer.
I guess
Edge
either
of
way is
Elysium
pretty
becomes
cool,
the
huh?
coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
Fair enough, I guess. What do you know? Not that she knows anything, but I guess it's worth asking.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddie?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today, or who they ever were.
So I'm the
maybe.
Freddy in this
Still might be
situation, I
useful.
guess.
There's got to be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
Oh, okay. I guess tell me about Calliope first.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9, though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was
Great
said
response.
her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
That'd be useful, question mark, I guess?
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about
What
as
does
a
that
beautiful
mean?
and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well,
Oof.
he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they
Wow,
aren't.
they
all
go
like
real
that.
deep
Our
with the
sun
Greek
god
mythology here.
Had a reputation.
I forgot all about that. Oh my god, the little intricacies of things like that that happen in Greek mythology is weird, especially when you consider the fact that most of it is sexual assault
Tell
for
me what
some
you know
reason.
about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it?
Isn't that kind of
She
the
was
same
kidnapped
thing?
by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry she created Winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she
I
is
mean,
pretty
that's why I
pissed.
was kind of on
That
her
much is
side,
true.
right?
You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into a sort of lustfulness and earthiness.
I like that
hunting
little
nymphs in the
reaction
forest
she
sort of
does. That's
thing.
funny.
And you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's
With
also the
the
only god who's
devil.
supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next
What?
time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
I mean, interesting, I guess.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders.
I like that this is,
started
like,
the Trojan War. It's the whole
Explaining all the little
Not being
things
as
about
wise
Greek
as
mythology
advertised is
that
on brand for her then.
are like the bad parts or the parts that don't get talked about often, and like the little like deep dive things like that is so interesting to me because I always found that kind of stuff so fascinating.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there is never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Actually,
Makes
that
sense.
yeah,
Me?
that's
I'm
pretty
amazed at
fitting.
all the big names missing.
That's
Not just
cool.
Zeus and Hades. Most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost. But also, what might still be out there.
You think there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with
Yeah,
their
if
own
Greek mythology is
pantheon.
real, how
So
many
what's so
other
special about the
mythologies are
Greeks?
real?
That only their gods are real, right? And all those other pantheons could be living in secrecy,
That's so
just
interesting.
like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other too.
I like the fact that
they
it,
could be
it feels
everywhere
like
and
the
no
writers
one
of this
would
game really
know.
sat down and like
It's like a whole
discussed
other
this
secret
and like
side to
thought
the
about
world.
it for a really long
Yeah, it's
time, and I
cool,
appreciate that so
right?
much.
I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi?
I wonder how much of those
Her
stories
reaction
are true.
faces are so
It's hard
good.
to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
True.
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure,
They
have
raise some
magic and
really good
whatnot, but
questions.
in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline, Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Weird conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right. Okay,
This
that's
is
no questions for
awesome.
now.
I love this
Sure, I
game.
can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
Was that everything that I was able to ask her about? I thought I had more options, but guess not. We gotta go talk to everybody else first. Man, the art in this game is so fantastic.
Hello again. I can't remember the last time I had guests so frequently. I did tell you we could discuss your memories and the Eidolon more in depth after the party. Did you have any questions?
No, I'm just here for the hell of it. I came by to clean your house. Like, what do you think I'm here for?
When all these memories start to return, will I feel different?
Well, let's see. It starts as dreams you'll have of places you've never been, people you've never met, fleeting images, feelings.
How many Apollos came
Then
before
they'll
this
appear
guy?
while you're awake. You'll be eating breakfast and suddenly recall when you last ate something similar in the 17th century. The only difficult part is that eventually it can be hard to differentiate.
I want to know who
between
this
your
guy was
life
before he
and
became an
all those other
Eidolon.
lives. They blend together.
It does sound confusing.
A little, yeah. And not all the memories will be good ones. It can take time to process.
You said it becomes hard to differentiate your life from the others. How hard, exactly? It'll still be me, right?
Grace, would you say that who you are is at least in part due to your experiences?
I guess so, sure.
Well, you'll have a lot more experiences. They won't feel like someone else's either. It will feel like you did all those things. They will shape who you are now, just as they shaped Calliope and all those who came before her. The good news is, you won't get all the memories. Each time we pass on, the older memories fade.
Huh. That's fascinating. So the longer they live, they could literally rewrite the history of the gods because they wouldn't remember all the, like, trauma and horrors that come with being a god from back then. They would actually be able to, like, move forward and live better lives and stuff. That's really interesting. Clearly it's taking a long time to get there, though.
Wait, how is it good that old memories start to fade?
We're many thousands of years old, Grace. If all of those memories returned with perfect clarity, you'd drown in them.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean you've all forgotten so much?
Tell me, how much do you remember from when you were a small child?
Bits and pieces, I guess. Not much.
It's the same for us. The further I try to think back, the more
I love that
blurry
his
it
house is
becomes.
just filled with graffiti.
I remember the important bits, but little else. Some of the really old memories. There's so many mortal stories that get mixed up with them, things my previous selves learned as legends. It becomes hard to tell. It takes time, Grace. You'll remember all the lives you've led, but at a pace you can handle, and nothing more.
Okay, that's kind of good then, I guess.
How many times have you died? Can I ask that?
Well, we call it passing on, meeting the Eidolon, and it's fine. I've passed on 12 times that I can recall.
So your name isn't really Apollo?
Most recently it was Lucas. Everyone Lucas ever knew is gone, however, so these days I prefer Apollo again.
Lucas?
Interesting.
Seems weird to think of you as a Lucas.
It was weird for him, too. Much like yourself, Lucas becoming Apollo was somewhat of a surprise.
Sounds like there's a story there.
So we're all simultaneously ourselves, but also all of our past selves.
Tell me
Interesting.
about this Lucas. How did he become you? Or
This is so
it how
cool.
you became Apollo?
Apollo had taken to surfing. He left the city without permission and roamed the coast looking for...
Does he know his last
Well, I'm not sure now.
version's name?
Whatever it was, he
Can I
found
call
it
them
one night
versions?
when-
Is that weird?
A giant wave took him down. He was drowning, and I thought, this is finally
I guess he
it.
can.
But it wasn't.
Question answered.
Lucas saw Apollo
So
struggling.
if I
and
just
swam out
live
to
long
save him.
enough, I'll just remember who
pulled
killed
us ashore.
Calliope, and they're giving me a week or whatever?
It was
That
too late.
sucks.
Took a long time to realize what happened. I didn't return to the city until years later. By then, everyone thought I was Apollo's chosen successor.
So no trial for you, huh?
It wasn't easy at first, without memories or anyone to guide me, but no, nothing like that.
Wait, what would have happened if
Feels like a
Lucas
targeted
hadn't tried
attack to
rescue
me.
you?
On
if
my
no one
part,
was
not
there
or
when
on
you-
my side, not
When
his.
I died, then the Eidolon of Apollo's line would have ended forever, I think.
You think?
There have been stories about Eidolons that survive for a time and go wandering. That's probably all they are, though. Stories. It's not something we've had much opportunity to study, but normally death without passing on is how an idol really dies. Forever.
Interesting.
It's a lot to consider.
That makes
Assuming
sense.
I'll even have time to worry about it, what with the trial coming.
Hopefully this eases whatever concerns you might have had.
It doesn't really.
Anything else you'd like to discuss while you're here?
Sure.
Tell me more about Calliope. You and her were good friends, right?
For centuries, we were far more. I was the god of the arts, and the muses were my constant companions. We went everywhere.
Now I feel
together.
weirder about being in a
We had
relationship
many
with
names,
him.
but the three
in this
most
game.
common were Cleo, Talia, and Calliope. The sisters of beauty, I called them, though they weren't always women.
I never thought of that. Do idols change gender a lot?
Most of us seek out inheritors who are like us, I suppose, but not all. Calliope, in fact, was a man in our previous incarnation. Christoph, I think his name was. A poet Calliope adored. I was surprised when she made him a muse.
That's interesting.
Who did Calliope become after that poet, Christoph?
You have to realize we're already into the period where Calliope and I weren't really speaking. She showed up one day in her new form, the one you met. An opera singer whose name she never revealed. We fought, as I recall. I told her she couldn't pass on every time she met an artist she fell in love with. Eventually she'd forget everything about who we were and where we came from.
So that's where
She said she'd rather
Grace was
forget than
supposed to
wallow
end
in
up
old
then,
memories
I
like
guess?
I or the other idols were doing. It's time to
interesting.
wake up and make the best of our situation. Calliope was an idealist without compromise. Always. She hated what we'd become. What I'd become. She wasn't wrong.
Doesn't seem like it from all the information we have so far.
From how you describe it, you and Calliope fought a lot.
As often as we saw each other, which became less and less as time wore on. However, she fought with everyone. Calliope hated the idols being kept secret. She and Athena would get into screaming matches over the rules, and it got so I could no longer protect her. She moved out of Olympus years ago and kept to herself. I just assumed she was wrapped up with some new artist when I got the news.
Do you regret not making up with her?
Every day I think about our last conversation and what I should have said or done differently.
I wonder if when we start getting Calliope's
The
memories,
problem
if
with
it's going to affect how
immortality is
Grace
that you think you have
sees
all
Apollo.
the time in the world.
That'll be so interesting.
It wasn't only fighting with Calliope, right? Surely there were good things too.
Is that how it sounds? No. She was marvelous. A force to be reckoned with if there ever was one. In the darkest days during the war, it was her songs that gave us hope. She kept Aphrodite alive through sheer determination, I think. Calliope cared. About us.
It's just so
art,
great.
About
The
people she'd
the
only
voice
just
acting is
met.
so pinnacle. It's just
It was her
mwah,
greatest
so
strength
good.
as well as her greatest
Chef's
weakness.
kiss.
I wonder why she picked me. I don't feel like I'm any of those things.
You underestimate yourself, Grace. I see a lot of her in you. She chose well.
She made it clear that she didn't want it to happen this way, which means she wanted to give me the powers at some point.
What happened to the other muses? You mentioned 2 others. Were they lost in the war?
Cleo perished centuries before. The victim of an obsessed writer she'd spurned. He kept her in a cage as his personal muse.
Ugh, that's pretty dark.
It was. By the time we found her, she was already... Well, it's enough to say her captor didn't survive her for long.
Good.
Talia, however, was lost to us on the very last day of the war. We were about to leave
Oh,
on the
that's
ship, but she just
sad.
never showed up.
Do you know what happened to her?
We never found out. I worried for years, even hired people to look, but as far as I can tell, she up and vanished into smoke that day. The war had ground her down.
Man, that's so crazy.
I was upset, but not surprised.
I love the world building that's happening. This is so good.
I'd like to know a little more about the idols.
Everything
I am
about this
one
game
now,
is
right?
just so incredible.
You are. What would you like to know?
Well, what are we? Where did we come from? If an idol is a soul that moves from person to person, it must have started somewhere, right?
The short answer is, we don't know. If I think far enough back, I can remember bits and pieces. I remember my first Pythian games, the day the idols split in 2 over Troy, the day my first son died. But before that, nothing. None of us do. I vaguely recall the very first Apollo many thousands of years ago, but was he the original? Did he appear out of the ether? I couldn't tell you.
Interesting. So we're far enough ahead in time that we can't actually get the information of where they originate from. Interesting.
Psst. Isn't it strange to not know where you come from? For all you know, the idols could be aliens.
Interesting. The notion that there might be some other place far away where we're the norm is comforting. Sadly, our memories are filled with blanks. There was a war with beings we called the Titans. A terrible conflict where half our number died, yet do I remember a single battle. The last was after Rome fell. Zeus called us together to
This
relay
is so.
the news.
This is like
Told us to
simultaneously
prepare for battle.
the best thing to be recording because I want everybody
then
to
in
see
the
how
blink of
cool
an
this
eye,
game is, but also the worst
I was
because I
in the
don't want to
16th
talk
century.
at all because it's so
What
engrossing.
made us forget 1,000 years? What happened during that time?
I'm loving this game so
We
far.
don't know. Athena calls that period the gap.
The gap you mentioned. What was that like? Did you just wake up one day, or...
I know I was alive. I passed on my eidolon who knows how many times, yet the moment I woke up, as you call it, all memory of that period was gone. It was Athena who found us. I was in France, I think. She came to my farm, and the moment I laid eyes on her, I just knew. It all came back.
It all goes back to
Someone do
Athena,
that
which
to
is
us?
not
Did
good.
we scatter to the winds for 1,000 years on purpose? It's a mystery.
What about Athena? I mean, she's the one who found you, right? She must have been aware.
Athena claims she awoke
It's
on her
so
own
hard to trust
and
Athena
spent the next
of
century
all the
locating
people.
the other idols. We've pieced together very little of the gap or of our origins.
Maybe she's just being very careful,
simply live
but
with
like,
it.
maybe she's the
Gods we
bad
may
guy.
be.
It's hard to say.
But I'm afraid we don't have all the answers.
Sure, it'd be great if you did.
Earlier you mentioned your son dying. Did I hear that right? Can idols have children?
It was rare, but yes. Back in ancient times, some of them even became idols themselves.
Some of the idols are actually family, then.
Not anymore. Most of our children met terrible ends. A gift
This
of
is
the
so
fates,
grim.
perhaps. I don't know.
But it's so
The
deep,
ones who weren't
and
idols.
it's so good. It's rich.
It's
is
hard.
how it feels very rich.
Watching your children grow old and die. Never understanding why they can't have the same immortality you do. Why you can't grant it to them. My first son is why I'm not permitted in Hades any longer. Let's simply say that most idols have stopped having children, and maybe leave it at that.
Have I ever had children? Am I gonna just have flashbacks of a child I never
Tell me
knew
more
I
about
had?
the war. It seems to have had a huge effect on all of you.
I don't think we would have left the old world otherwise. It was home.
From Aphrodite's song, I know Ares betrayed everyone. What did you do?
I caused it.
Oh.
I foresaw what was going to happen, so I tried to prevent it.
Oh.
I told Ares. I figured if the god of war couldn't stop what was to come, then
And that's why he betrayed everyone.
he decided the idols were a lost cause. Because I told him we were.
Wow. Oh man, that's interesting. Prophecies suck.
Has your power ever helped anyone? Even once?
On occasion. The fates are cruel, however, and they don't like being meddled with. My time afterwards was spent helping the survivors, keeping us on the move. If Hephaestus hadn't intervened,
What is his ability
we would have all
useful
been
for
captured.
then?
And he's...
If the fates exist,
Oh,
they're gonna
God,
do
no,
everything in their
yes,
power to stop him
like
from
so
using
many
his
others.
ability. And if
We
he
are
uses
nothing
his
more
ability,
than
he'll be like
refugees from a war long
attacked by them
over.
or something. Like they'll be punished by them or something. So like, what's the point?
I'd like to know a little more about you. All I know is you live in a dump, you have an oracle, and you...
I'm not sure what to tell you. One day has bled into the next for so long, I feel like I've been lost in the spaces in between.
I feel
Wow,
that
that's a bit
so
dramatic.
heavily.
Yeah, well, it comes naturally. Music and the arts were once under my purview as a god.
How did that get decided? Did you have a big
why did
hat
it
full of
change?
pieces of paper and you all picked at random?
No, we chose them for ourselves. Some, at least. Others were given to us by our priests. We collected godly responsibilities like marbles.
People collect marbles?
Oh, or whatever it is mortals collect these days. Cars, perhaps? The point is, we took our godly duties very seriously.
You must have been very different back when you were a proper god.
I think most of us were. We saw ourselves as, I don't know, teachers. Mortals were our students.
I
and we
love this
guided them
world
to
so
enlightenment.
much.
We thought we were special, infallible. I was as magnificent
This is
as
like
the
how
sun,
you take
and
something
I surrounded myself with those
that's
who
already existing like
basked
Greek
in my
mythology,
radiance.
apply it to modern
That
day,
doesn't
but give it
sound
enough
like
world
you.
building to be interesting still.
I was arrogant.
And I've seen this be
If there was a
done
man or
so
woman I
poorly so
desired,
many
then
times that
had
I
to
can
have
tell you
them,
it's not an
or
easy
there
thing to
would be
do.
consequences. You wouldn't have liked me. I wouldn't have liked me.
God, this game is so well made.
So what is Persephone's beef with you exactly? Is it just about what Hades did to her?
That's no small thing.
It seems more personal than that.
I mentioned how Persephone's kidnapping almost meant war between Olympus and Hades, yes? Well, while this was all going on, Persephone managed to escape the underworld, and I'm the one she encountered first.
Uh-oh.
Hades was hot on her heels, and I had a choice. Either do battle with Hades and start the war right then and there, or let him take her back. Zeus would have had my head if I had sparked a war.
And yet he still caused
Yet
the
all I
war.
still
Oh,
think of-
man.
Are Persephone's eyes
So
as
well
Hades
written. It's
smugly took
oh.
back his prisoner. It's not my finest moment.
The performance is incredible and the writing is just as good.
Apollo, have you ever tried,
Oh, man.
I don't know, talking to someone about how you feel?
I will never understand this modern fascination with therapy and focusing on one's feelings.
Maybe that's why
Might
you're still
help.
fucked
You
up.
never know.
Yes, I've tried it. There was one I used to speak to. Hecate enchanted him never to reveal what I told him. It was interesting. Frankly, my time with you has proven far more beneficial.
I'm not a therapist, Apollo.
I understand.
I certainly act
I
like
don't
one.
mean to rely on you, only that it makes me happy just to know you, Grace.
Thanks.
Was it hard for
I
the idols
guess.
to come to the new world? It's just a place like any other, isn't it?
I don't think it was the place so much as the condition we were in. Shell-shocked, one might say. Our entire world had been turned upside down. Suddenly, we had rules. Secrecy was paramount, and no one was permitted to leave the city. Some, like my sister Artemis, couldn't abide it.
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Goddess of the hunt. And a wild thing herself. She left, I think. Faded away without a word.
So sad.
As many did in the early days here. Later, Athena became even more strict. For our own good, of course, but it hasn't been easy. This city has never felt like home so much as a temporary shelter.
That's how I feel about most places I've lived,
That's
I feel
all I can
like.
think of for now. I'll see you around.
Of course. I look
Just
forward
leave
to it.
on that downer note. Just leave him to wallow in his sadness. Alright, time to actually go to the reliquary. Is that how it's pronounced? I didn't read the word fully. Oh shit.
When I opened that shipping container, I was expecting, I don't know, rats.
Wasn't expecting this,
yeah.
or the fact that we were
Instead
opening a
we
shipping
have-
container.
Where the hell are we?
It's hard to say. Weren't we going to some kind of library?
I guess this is it. So I was told.
That's how Pan described it. He said it was a, what's the word? A reliquary?
That is where relics are kept, like magic items, like when we played D&D.
This is nothing like D&D.
Well,
This
I don't
is
know
a
about
lot
you,
like
Grace, But if
D&D.
a dragon came flying out of that mist, I would not be the least bit surprised.
You are such a nerd.
Speaking of, how much do you actually know about Hecate and this idol you're supposed to help?
The idol we're here to help is named Asterion.
And you know who that is, right?
No.
Should I?
That's the Minotaur's real name. You know,
Oh.
big bullhead, horns, lives in a giant labyrinth.
Pan did not mention that.
Why am I not surprised?
Okay, Freddy, I get it. Okay, I don't trust him either.
This Minotaur. You don't think he might be dangerous, do you?
Well,
What kind of question is
traditionally,
that?
He eats people, but he was also supposed to have been slain by the hero Theseus.
Well, not so slain after all. Pan says he has a problem with his love life.
Maybe he needs to stop eating all his girlfriends? Okay, I knew that sounded wrong the moment I said it.
Do you know anything about this
Great.
Hecate?
Great moment.
It's not a name that rings bells.
Let's see. Well, she was the goddess of witchcraft, the really dark kind.
Cool, so she'll
But
love
she's
me.
never really portrayed as evil. She was more of an outsider, lived alone, off in our little corner of the underworld. Do you think that's where we could be? Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I bet knowledge is important to her. It could be an angle if you talk to her.
I'm so glad I brought you, Freddy. I wouldn't know the first thing
Aw.
about any of this.
Nah.
Adorable.
Well, I hope it's actually helpful to tell you these things.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it could all be wrong. I would have never pegged Apollo for a surfer dude with confidence issues.
Actually, that one kind of checks out for me a little
good
more than
point.
it should, probably.
We should go inside instead of standing out here in the fog.
It's more of a mist, really.
A mist potentially full of monsters.
In we go, then. Are you really planning on doing that favor for Pan?
I don't know. I kind of just want to help this guy.
If I can, sure. Why not?
Because Pan, that's why not?
I thought you were over that.
Okay. I hope you're right. Let's go meddle in someone's love life. What could go wrong?
I don't have to trust Pan, but he has given me an opportunity to help somebody, so I should help when I can, right? Like, that makes sense. Wait, oh, witchcraft, got it. This checks out, actually.
I guess the Titan thing is literal, huh?
Mortals within the reliquary. Who permits this intrusion, this sacrilege? This knowledge
technically,
is
I'm not
meant
a
for the
mortal.
likes of you. I shall grind you into the dust
actually?
from whence you came.
Back off, lady.
Listen, lady. I don't care who you are. One more word and I'll have you dancing a jig until your giant feet fall off.
Grace...
No! I've had it with being threatened.
Just shocked her.
Just once, I'd like to go somewhere and not be challenged to a fight.
You are Grace?
This changed so fast. This is incredible.
Then Calliope is dead. Is that now? I thought that was not for another 11 months yet.
It was supposed to happen 11 months from now? I'm not surprised that she would know, because fucking, of course. But nobody told you, or yes, that's now. I guess nobody told you? I feel like somebody should have said something. Everybody else knows.
Nobody told you the news? That's rude.
I do not need to be told. It has been written, and thus I know.
Has it also been written who murdered Calliope?
Murder? No, Calliope dies in a vehicle crash in your arms. It is written.
Oh, the Fates are not going to be happy about whoever fucked this up.
Yes, it's right here. Calliope joins Grace's band. They become friends. Months later, there is an automobile accident, and...
An accident? No, that's not what happened.
Are you saying the books are wrong?
I think somebody fucked up the books. Seems so.
They're wrong about this. Calliope was murdered just a few days ago.
That is impossible.
I don't know what to tell you.
You will explain. We will both sit, and you will explain. There will be tea.
I accept. I like her. She's cool.
Curious.
Every character that's introduced is just the best. I love this.
Outside the realm of fate.
Is that even possible?
It is, but I must follow the threads back to their source to find the origin of the deviation. It may take years of research.
No.
Years?
Why?
I don't have years.
That is unfortunate. If there is nothing else, I must ask you both to leave so
What?
I may begin at once.
Help me, lady.
Is there no way to speed that up? Whoever's behind it might be the murderer.
Such threads are not so easily untangled. I must consult the Moirai, if indeed they are not the ones responsible.
The Moi what?
You might know them as the Fates. They, or any beings of a sufficiently cosmic nature, have the power to undo the order of things.
Oh,
Does
shit.
not sound good.
Certainly not. They are also not beings I can summon at a whim to solve your mystery.
Maybe I can.
I'm sorry.
I'll get him to sing a little tune. Can I meet Asterion? I only came for your help. Oh god, what do I do? I guess... Wow, fuck. Well, I don't want to piss her off. I guess I'll... Well, whatever.
Actually, I came here to speak to Asterion. If, he is here.
A visitor for Asterion. How strange.
Oh, Oh, okay.
Oh, are
Oh,
we doing guests? Is that a thing?
he's
I didn't
adorable.
know.
Wow, okay. Freddy was right.
As if there was any doubt.
My old friend, this
Good
is
point,
Grace.
Freddy.
She is our muse from the line of Calliope, and it is she who asked for you.
Can we talk?
Hi there. Can we talk? Somewhere in private?
Talk? What, you and me? Why? What about?
You know, about a
He's
delicate
adorable.
matter that maybe you needed help with.
Oh, nope. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. No delegates here.
There you have it, Grace. I believe now is the time when you leave.
But there must be some mistake.
There is no mistake. Not this time.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm not going.
Oh, why?
It is written.
Did you hear that? Pan sends me all this way and Asterion won't even talk to us?
Maybe there's another Asterion?
Yeah, more likely Pan's got me chasing my tail. This was pointless.
Well, I don't think we're getting back inside.
I guess at the very least she'll figure out who did it at some point, so we kind of win in the long run. We sneak in?
Maybe we could sneak in somewhere. Could there be a back door?
And do what? You weren't thinking of... do you hear what I'm hearing?
Asterion.
Oh, you're still here? I had to run the entire... Oh, that's a long way, innit?
That's a long way in it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to send you away, alright? I just couldn't tell you, not in front of Kate.
Why not in front of her?
Why couldn't you...
Oh, shit.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Ah.
Oh, this is so great. I love this.
I heard what you said about Calliope. I can help you. I really, really can. It has to be you. I am so in love with my dear sweet Kate. I
Asterion
just
is
don't know how to
adorable.
tell her. Please, help me tell her.
Oh, this is incredible.
Let me get this straight. You're in love with Hecate. That Hecate.
This is so
mate,
cute.
Kate is... She's just the best. Like, she knows everything and she always smells so good. Like, she's so nice to me and she doesn't even have to be. And we got stuck in the tower together because we can't live in the mortal world. I know I could make her happy. Well, I want to try. Won't you help me?
As long as you don't kill me if it turns out
Have you tried, I don't
that
know,
it doesn't work out
talking
well.
to her about how you feel? I take that as a no.
I don't have the words.
He's the best.
I've tried. Every time I end up knocking over a table or killing a cat or talking about how
Wait,
sometimes
wait,
meat has that
hold
grisly
on, back
texture
up.
I don't like.
You killed her cat? Oh, no.
It was a small cat. I panicked. I'm just not good at words. I'm really not good.
Do you really call Hecate Kate? Off topic, I know, but I have to ask.
Sometimes she has to go into the mortal world for a short time and do things for Athena.
Uh-huh. And...
Well, she had to make up a magic disguise, a new identity. And I thought she should give it a proper name.
And you suggested
This is the
Kate?
best.
Yeah, she really liked it. She said, "Thank you, Asterion."
Oh, I love him.
Are you really the Minotaur? Like, the monster who roamed a maze and ate people?
And is supposed to be dead?
Well, my father locked me up in a labyrinth, but I never ate anyone.
Oh, well, that's good.
Except Theseus. But he was a bellend.
He's the best.
Okay, so you're in love with Hecate.
I can't make them fall in love, but I can't help
A
him.
muse knows about
say what he needs to
poetry
say.
and the heart and how to make
Oh,
words
this is
beautiful. All I want is to ask her, but I need good words. Please say you'll help me.
What if she turns you down?
Hecate might say no. You know that, right?
She probably will. I mean, she's Kate. And I'm me. But just once, I'd like to be able to ask her, you know, to say it out loud instead of thinking it. I'll still help you, no matter what she says. I promise.
Doesn't this seem weird?
I don't know. Doesn't this feel a little weird?
Which part?
Helping him woo her with
I
my
guess this is
powers.
what my powers are for.
You heard what Pan
technically.
said. You can't make anyone do anything they don't want to do. You can only make them say what's in their heart.
Yeah, that's the part I can't do.
I do this and you'll help me in return, right?
Athena made Kate swear she's not allowed to say anything about what happens at the tower. But she never made me swear. Maybe she never thought anyone would ask. But I'll tell you, even if Kate doesn't like it, I'll tell you.
If I do this first.
Let's do this.
If you help me, any trouble will be worth it.
I can't say I'm exactly sure what to do.
Can't you just, start the music?
Yeah,
I guess
but
so.
To do what?
Oh, leave that to me. I am so excited about this, I can't even stand it.
What
Freddy's great.
Exactly.
All these
did you have
characters
in
are
mind,
so
Freddy?
just, they're all the best.
I'll set up a vibe and you go for it.
I'm not great at words. I'm more of a dancer.
Just
can make
speak
you
from your
dance.
heart. Be honest.
You can do it.
You cast a spell on me. Not literally, obviously.
This is great.
But I feel in summary, you and me are meant to be. 'Cause you put a hex on me. You didn't do it to me directly. I'm not blaming you specifically, just that
Let him work it out.
metaphorically. Shit, can someone help me? Right off the bat, I'm done. 'Cause you've gone all quiet, it's deafening silence. I'm just joking, having fun. So let's ignore that bit before.
I knew this would come. It was written, a confession unbidden. You say that you're smitten, perhaps you're possessed. I have one request. Is this real how you feel, or is this part of some elaborate jest?
It's not, my love.
My love.
Yes, keep going. Try again.
You've cast a spell on me. It's a feeling
I'm
that's
loving this so much.
killing me. But let's say categorically, oh Katie.
Let's just remain quiet. Let's just
You and
let him do his thing.
Everything I do for you is perfect for this Minotaur. And sure, I killed your cat Baboo, but watch me move this shelf all by myself.
I saw this day long ago. What to do, I do not know. I was dismissive of any true kind of love of my own.
Oh,
Yet I'm not alone. You have always been true. It is all too...
I don't mean to confuse you, my love.
My love.
Oh, God.
Is that too weird?
I have yet to decide, Asterion.
Then,
Keep it together, Asterion. Don't lose it.
Hecate, you've cast a spell on me, and I'm ashamed of what your magic has done to me. I could have kept my mouth shut, now it's agony, and you've gone all weird, and that's what I feared. Someone please rescue me.
they said logic and thoughtfulness will help,
There's
so
nothing to see. Everyone move along. It's
It's a car crash of a song. But you're wrong, make no apology. See, she hasn't disappeared. She is standing right here.
I know when I stand next to you, I don't feel like such a freak. I know you feel that way too. You're not like other gods. My love, what are the odds that we're here? Us outsiders should cheer that we found each other.
Why didn't you open with that?
Oh, was that good?
Let her respond.
I'm tempted, but what you're all telling me is nothing will go wrong, for it's destiny. Have you truly considered this carefully? Black magic takes a toll, and if you lose control, the cost is paid by reality. Is my heart worth everything going amiss? I cannot protect you from the dark abyss, so don't dismiss, just resist.
You think that I don't know the darkness inside of me.
This is so beautiful. I love
You know the
this.
stars, but do you
'Cause it's not
remember your history?
like the best performed or the best sung, but he is genuinely speaking from his heart, which is just,
I have become.
this is so
You
great.
changed me. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me.
It's for you to decide.
I cannot do this, Asterion. The pain you feel now is nothing compared to what would come.
But the pain I feel now, Kate, it's killing me.
I can take it away. You need only say the word.
Maybe this was the wrong choice.
Do it.
Wait,
I have to do this, Grace. I want this.
I call on the heralds of an ancient darkness to guide this sweet creature off this treacherous road. In all of creation, love is most leaden. I beg of the cosmos to lighten his load. For he may love, but will not be in love.
Oh,
For he may Your love was never a lie. It is simply no longer true. And I know in my heart, I am
the saddest thing about this is you could tell she does love him or she wouldn't do this for him.
arrow of Eros I forced to
Oh.
undo. I put a spell on you.
Oh, oh my god. That line. Oh, Jesus Christ. That just hit me like right in the chest.
It worked. I don't love you anymore. Well, no offense, Kate. I still like you and all, but
Once a month, I shall place a glamour so that mortals will see you simply as a man. You may go out into their realm and look for the love you so desire.
I think this is a good ending.
thank you, Kate.
I wonder if you can actually make them fall in love,
It's not
though.
what I
That's,
wanted.
oh man.
But it's more than I deserve.
If I had known you felt so, dear friend, I would have offered it long ago. As for you, Grace, I thank you for arranging this diversion, however it came to pass.
Did you know?
Didn't you know this was gonna happen ahead of time?
Yes, but it was also written that I would be surprised by Asterion's revelation. So I was. Those are the rules.
What? How does that work?
Seriously weird.
She knows
It
what's
was
written, but she
also-
can still be surprised if it says she'll be surprised.
Fun? Rarely does revelry find its way into the reliquary.
Anytime, girl. I'll fucking sing for you any day. If you could help me in return.
You know, there is a way to repay me. I still need to find out who killed Calliope.
I fear I am oath sworn to discuss no matters that occur within these halls.
But all I need is...
If there are revelations from my investigation into the abnormality, you shall be informed. Commissarian, there is much to be done. I will need my pens, a sample of blood, and you will need to dig up my cat.
Hey, wait for me outside, yeah?
Yeah. I'll wait for you outside, I guess.
How
I
long
feel like
are we supposed to wait?
Maybe that
It's
went
been over
well.
an hour.
I'm
I
sure
can't
it's fine,
tell.
Grace. I doubt the Minotaur would break his promise. Say, when I tell you.
Whew. You still here? I'm sorry. Kate had a lot to say.
Sure you're okay?
Are you sure you're okay? I mean, she made you fall out of love with her. Isn't that weird?
Oh, no. This is so much better. I just couldn't remember where I buried the cat. Right, so, I suppose you want to know how Calliope broke
Guess
into
his
the reliquary
priorities
that
are
night.
She
straight.
did what?
No, we didn't know anything about that. Do you mean the night she died?
Oh, well, I thought you already knew. Yeah, the night Calliope died, she broke in somehow. Thing is, we know she didn't take anything or even touch anything. I just remember the alarms, and I chased after her.
Huh.
You chased Calliope, but did you ever catch up with her?
No. If I'd have caught her, I'd have brought her back and Kate would have gotten answers out of her. All I know is
What could she
was,
have possibly been doing
bleeding
here?
mad, but I don't know why.
She was already
I wanted
bleeding?
to help her, but she got away in the fog. Then I ran into
Huh.
Medusa.
Wait, what? Medusa? Here?
Yeah. Well, she's not normally here. I think maybe she was chasing after Calliope too.
Interesting.
What was Medusa doing here?
She was chasing after Calliope too, I think, but she wouldn't say why. I asked. She never got into the reliquary though. She was just out here in the fog.
Couldn't Medusa have broken in like Calliope did?
Yeah, but I chased Calliope from the reliquary. If Medusa had been there, I would have seen her.
How could Calliope have been wounded?
It couldn't have been Medusa, like I said. She never got close.
Okay,
But
so we can mark
Calliope
her
was
off the
wounded
list,
inside
I
the
guess.
reliquary?
That's where the blood was.
Wait,
We don't have
really?
anything
She was
that would
hurt
attack
here?
anyone, though.
Oh,
So
man.
someone else. But they did it inside the reliquary.
That's
If
fascinating.
so, they vanished after.
How do you know Calliope didn't touch or take anything?
Kate knows everything in the reliquary, right down to the last book. She's been looking, but she can't figure if anything was touched. It makes her so mad not to know. And it made Athena pretty mad too.
Athena got
Of
involved?
course,
Yeah, when
Athena's
Kate finally
involved.
told her, Athena wants Kate to keep investigating, but it doesn't look good.
The least surprising thing so far.
Athena knows what happened here the night Calliope died?
Yeah, Kate told her a day or so later, I think. We didn't know Calliope died that night.
Athena
though.
has to be in on
What?
this.
Athena didn't mention it?
Nope. Not that that's weird. She's not the chatty type, you know. She came in all quiet and cool, wanted to know who was here that night and what Calliope might have wanted. She swore Kate to silence. Not me, though. Guess she's not as smart as Kate.
Did you say the reliquary has alarms? Like burglar alarms, cameras?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It just has a lot of protections. You know, magic.
I don't know magic, actually.
Oh, well, it's just meant to keep the dangerous stuff from being touched. It was set off, so something happened in the reliquary. We just,
Maybe
don't know what exactly.
she was here to stop somebody?
Those alarms don't go off if
that's
someone
so
breaks into
interesting.
the reliquary? They don't detect intruders?
Well, normally nobody does that.
Calliope did. Someone else could have.
Yeah, but the alarms are just to protect all the books and relics. That's it. Whatever Calliope did here, it was enough to set off the alarms. That's all I know.
What
She could
relics
have
are there? Maybe
Noticed
Calliope was looking
somebody
for
was
one,
here
but
or like
couldn't
knew
find
that
it
somebody was going to
before.
be here and then
that
like
I'm not supposed to say.
tripped the alarm on.
Do you have
Purpose,
the golden
maybe?
fleece, the shield of Zeus, the sword of
Huh.
Damocles? Is it suspended?
You know a lot about that stuff for a mortal.
So it's all real?
I can neither confirm nor deny any of that. All I know is that nothing got used and nothing got taken.
This means Calliope came here the night she died. This is where she was attacked.
But we don't know by whom.
Well, this is the second time Medusa's name has come up. That can't be a coincidence.
Well, she's super scary, but, you know she works for Athena, right? I thought maybe that's why she was here, but Athena said she didn't know about it.
That does seem suspicious.
Athena's up in everybody's
If
business.
that's all you need, then I have to go. Kate will be so mad if she finds me gone. Good luck, Muse.
Thank you.
You okay there, friendo?
I'm furious.
Honestly, I'm furious. Someone knew she was here. They attacked her here.
And got away without Asterion seeing them.
I might never find out, Freddy. What if I go to Medusa and that leads nowhere? What then? Someone murdered her and they might never see justice.
One thing at a time.
They'll see justice eventually.
You'll
now that we
figure
work
it out.
things out with
I know you will.
Hecate, but like,
I guess so. Next thing is to go back to Pan.
because she's already
Tell him his
investigating,
favor
so
is done.
at some point that will work.
What an adventure.
Sorry?
We just
You're
might be dead by
lucky,
then.
Grace. Luckier than you think. You go do what you have to, and I'll meet you back at the apartment. Okay?
Sounds like a plan, I guess.
Pan!
Well, before we continue on and we deal with Pan and everything, I'm going to leave this video off here. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all those things. You know what to do. And check out the Discord and stuff in the description down below if you want. I guess in the next video we'll pick up from where we left off and we'll see what Pan has to say about all this. So thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and I hope I see you in the next one. Later.
I mean, we just trying to chill.